Way back in the 80s, a game called The Great Giana Sisters was made for the Commodore 64. Players were craving a Mario game for their system and were delighted when this obvious clone came along.
However, the game was eventually taken off the shelves for being a complete ripoff of Super Mario Bros. And was concealed from the public, never to be seen again. Now, if you asked a gamer back in 1999 if either Giana Sisters or Crash Bandicoot would get a new game release on PS3, they probably would have said,
"What the hell's Giana Sisters?"
Well, who would have thought that the Mario clones would still be going strong, releasing a game for the DS in 2009, and now a sequel on the digital market.
Thanks to Kickstarter, the Giana Sisters have returned with Giana Sisters Twisted Dreams. Was it right to bring Giana back, or should she have stayed as an extra in Star Wars The Clone Wars? Let's spin in and find out.
Where's the story?
There's not much we can say on the story, but we'll give it a go. One day, while playing on a bed, Giana's sister Maria is sucked into a mysterious portal. Desperate to save her, Giana jumps in pursuit, discovering she has fallen into the claws of a giant dragon who eats Maria, who also happens to take a very long time to digest anything.
Giana attempts to save her sister before it's too late. It's a simple story, but it works. However, if you're expecting a Last of Us level of storytelling, you'll be disappointed. And you're also an idiot.
Give me some game. Play.
If you love the 16-bit days, then you're going to love this game. Twisted Dreams is pretty much a classic 2D platformer that requires a lot of pitch-perfect skill. You see, while most games now try to challenge you by throwing lots of enemies in your path, this game challenges you solely with its level design.
The main bulk of the gameplay involves switching between cute or punk Giana, with either form changing the world around you. You'll be required to switch between both consistently in order to progress through the many levels. For example, while riding a lift, you have to switch form in order to avoid spikes. Individually, each character has their own skills too.
Cute Giana can spin jump and float around, allowing her to cross large gaps or safely travel into caverns filled with horrible spikes. She can even press switches to activate water.
How boring. It's punk Giana. You can fire bash walls and enemies, wall jump, and even jump on springs, only accessible to punk Giana. Fantastic. The real challenge comes into play when you have to combine all the skills together, creating some tense platforming moments. Dotted throughout the levels are dozens of small gems to collect. Red for punk, yellow for cute, and blue for both. The feeling is mutual.
There are also giant crystals to collect, which are usually found in hidden areas. For the most part, Twisted Dreams is just pure platforming bliss. However, there are some little
irksome
issues that can sometimes detract from the fun.
There are times when you might randomly die by enemies for silly reasons, and sometimes your fire bash attack doesn't always work, which can be annoying when you're trying to ace the level without dying. There are also boss battles which require a lot of skill.
The final boss in particular being one of the hardest bosses I've ever played in my life.
I'm in control here.
Controls are pretty solid. They work well and feel nice. Giana is not too slow, nor does she feel heavy.
Is that it? Is that all you're going to say for the controls?
Pretty much, that's all I can say.
Is there nothing more you can say about them?
Well, it's a 16-bit styled game. What else can you say about
the
it?
Timing of the jump button or something.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah,
solid.
fine.
I think the controls are pretty solid. Sums it all up.
I feel like you should go
and they work well and feel nice. I think that sums it up.
If you go in a bit more depth, but that's just me, you know. It's just one sentence. Or two sentences. And one line.
Where is the sound?
One of the best things about the game is its soundtrack. Seriously, it's like traveling back to the 80s, early 90s.
Each track is bursting with adventure and is very catchy. What's also cool is how the music changes depending on which Giana you are. However, while the original compositions are terrific, the rock versions aren't as classy, although that's probably down to opinion. The original compositions probably sound better though because they are composed by the awesome Chris Hulsbeck, who composed the original Giana Sisters way back along with Turrican. Giana herself also has a funny little voice, sounding like Croc from Croc Legend of the Gobos.
Where's the graphics?
Graphically, it's great. Character models are detailed and full of charm. The backgrounds have lots of lovely detail, water graphics are sweet, and the way the world changes around you is awesome. There's a few little niggles, such as the cheap effects of the worm boss boring into the wall, but other than that, it's swell.
In fact, at times it looks like the game has been made on Little Big Planet. Actually, you probably could make this on Little Big Planet. I want to see you try. If you can make a level from Twisted Dreams on Little Big Planet, then I'll eat 9 sheets of sandpaper.
And you'll film it too.
And I'll film it.
Length. I want some length.
The story will last about 2 hours in length, but that's not including the amount of things to do afterwards. You need to find the hidden gems, survival levels without dying, and gain a 5-star rating in each stage.
On top of that are 2 additional modes, which are Score Mode, where you beat the high scores, obviously, and Time Attack Mode, where you beat the level as fast as possible, obviously,
If that wasn't enough, you'll need to beat all stages in one go without checkpoints in Hardcore Mode. Once that's done, you'll then unlock Uber Hardcore Mode, where you have to beat the whole game in one go without dying. If you die right near the final boss, you have to start all over again. Good luck with that.
On top of that, there's some artwork to unlock. How riveting.
Overall,
Giana Sisters Twisted Dreams is a great game. It offers a terrific challenge, making it a perfect platformer for those gamers who want to be tested.
Still, the difficulty can be passed, making for a fun, clever game that will keep you playing for quite some time.
So, is it worth buying, demoing, or avoiding? Let's tally it up now.
Buy it.
There we go! Monsters University.